Father, spare her shit. I'm digging into this, honestly knowing there's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding, my past far behind me. I know that life can get grimy, that's why I'll never look back, cause I already know what's behind me. Dear humble Lord, please come find me. Yes, I go hard for my son and my daughter. Never could fail as a father. Been through the times will be hard, believe me, of that I'm not bothered. Humbly in love with it all. Just trust when I say that I got him. Speak from the heart, the story we'll see if you come from the bottom. Digging into it, knowing I barely get through it. Takes all you got to be a man, just gotta level the usage. Make sure you don't have too little, and also don't overuse it. It's like my neighbor scale, all it took was a balance of movement. That's for my kids, I will prove it. There's nothing else I can do but to make sure every single footstep that I take is for you. By putting your best foot forward, I'll show you how to move and how to keep a strong knee that's really buckling through. Let's take them through with the levels of evolution. How ladies could never prove it and fellas just never do it. But hold it tight while you down and then tiptoe in silent movement. Make sure no one that don't need to know never know how you move. Outside my kids, I will always grow. There's something I forever show. Epiphany hitting stronger than bullets to letting go. Regardless, I made it right how I did it. You'll never know. Back and forth for all of my bullshit. I had to make something blow. Just let them know I'm digging into this, honestly knowing there's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding, my past far behind me. I know that life can get grimy, that's why I'll never look back, cause I already know what's behind me. Dear humble Lord, please come find me. Yes, I go hard for my son and my daughter. Never could fail as a father. Been through the times will be hard, believe me, of that I'm not bothered. Humbly in love with it all. Just trust when I say that I got him. Speak from the heart, the story we'll see if you come from the bottom. You digging into it, then you take us some hour shit, bitch. I'm only trying to succeed and do it all for my kids. Pure knowledge inside of their mind. Like, how could you hate on this? That's the same damn reason you ugly fuckers won't quit. You could really eat a dick if you think that I'll ever care. With all this knowledge I harbor, it's no wonder why you scared. You could try to keep me down, but believe me, I'm well aware to think I give up on my children. Get your dumb ass out of here. We taking flight, even if it's just for a night. If there's one thing that I could promise, I promise you'll be alright. Back flipping without the courage, you're breaking your leg tonight. Either that or breaking your hands. Either way, you ain't landing right. Let them know that's just how you learn it. Grab hold of tables and turn it. Make sure you remember the bridge before making an attempt to burn it. No matter how hard you battle, long as you try, then it's working. As long as it's for my kids, I'll forever go out and earn it. Bitch, I'm digging into this, honestly knowing there's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding, my past far behind me. I know that life can get grimy, that's why I'll never look back, cause I already know what's behind me. Dear humble Lord, please come find me. Yes, I go hard for my son and my daughter. Never could fail as a father. Been through the times will be hard, believe me, of that I'm not bothered. Humbly in love with it all. Just trust when I say that I got him. Speak from the heart, the story we'll see if you come from the bottom. Hammer her shit. Let's have a battle. Off this.
Man, you raw as a motherfucker.
I've been bound. Father, spare her shit.
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. How you guys doing today? Hope everything is good. Hope you guys had a great Father's Day weekend. We got a good show for you today. We're going to talk about Ben Simmons possibly coming to the Knicks. If it's your first time checking out the chat, I want to give a shout out to my son. I put his song on my intro. So please show him some love and leave a comment. He's trying to make it in the music industry, and I figured I'd give him a little shout out and show him some love. So like I said, family always above everything. But we're about to get things started with Mr. Zen Ray today. Hope you guys had a good Father's Day weekend. I know I did. I wanted to say thank you to my wife and to my kids for making my Father's Day really special. I had a great time. Went swimming with my son and my wife, and it was a memory that I'll always share and always keep it to heart. Not to mention all the great gifts that I got, including a special book tribute from my wife from my son. But enough of the mushy stuff. We're about to Ray's finishing up his little intro right now, and he has a lot of information that he's going to give us, and I got some feedback for him, and we're going to get things started. But if this is your first time joining, please hit that like and subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up for your boys, and let's kick this show ready. Let's get ready to go. Let me bring Ray back in here. Give me a second.
Hey, Jude.
Hey, Ray. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing today?
I got beat up in the beach yesterday a little bit, so I'm a little
Good,
dehydrated, but I'm good. I'm good. How are
good.
you? How's your Father's Day, man?
Phenomenal, man. My wife and my son and my kids treated me to a great Father's Day. I was just explaining to the chat that it's one that I'll hold dear. Got some great gifts and great quality time, and it was real special, man. But I told the viewers enough with the mushy stuff. And let's get to it. Orange and blue skies. You already know we got some great news today. So I told them that you got some news that you wanted to share with me. So why don't you kick things off and let us know what you heard?
No, I was just letting my viewers know that the Lonzo Ball is heating up. He's saying he wants to come to New York, so I don't know if that's true or not. But it seems like he wants to play. I mean, who doesn't want to play for New York and Tibbs, man? I'll be honest.
Right.
And then I was mentioning also about the who I think is going to be the next Larry Bird. I'm going to have some tape on him. I'm going to put the video out of Corey Kispert from Gonzaga, the forward, 6'7" forward, 200 pounds. He is the best shooter in the draft. The best shooter in the draft. So when I see him shoot the ball, he reminds me a lot of Larry Bird. He can shoot. He can post up. He's a very, very good player, but his game is the outside. You know, I compare him to Klay Thompson. I mean, he can shoot. He's just a sharp shooter.
Wow, Klay Thompson. That's a good one.
He brings the ball up. He brings the board up as well, and he passes the ball as well. He gets a few assists here and there. I think he averages about 6 assists a game. So that's a player to be watch out for. But I think his range is between 14 and 22, from what I've been reading. But they're saying Golden State is interested in him. So if Golden State gets another guy like that, whoo! So my two favorites are obviously Cade Cunningham, which is a pipe dream.
Oh, he's gone. He's not even gonna be there.
Yeah, unless the Knicks move up to the top 3, and he might go number 1. I think he's gonna go number 1. But Corey Kispert, if you get a chance of moving up, getting him, move up to the 10th spot, 11th spot before Golden State, I would definitely do that.
Well, here's my take on the draft. I know you're a big college guy. My guy Zenray here, he follows his college basketball a lot. I really don't, so I always come to him at the end of every playoffs and every season. Well, this is the first time playoffs, but every season. And I ask him who's a good prospect in the draft, and he's always informing me on who he thinks we should get and what kind of moves we should make. But here's my feedback this year. I don't think the Knicks are going to draft this year, to be honest with you. I'm hearing a lot of rumors from Knicks organization and management that the Knicks might possibly package those 3 picks that they got in this year's draft, which is the 19th, 20 or 21, 2 picks, and as the second rounder to try to buck up their shooting as well as their point guard play. So look out if you look out to see that. I don't think the Knicks are going to be drafting this year because, as you know, Ray, Tom Thibodeau doesn't like really young guys. He likes more veterans and more established players.
Well, I agree with you, but the thing special about Corey Kispert, he's 23 years old, so he's like the Obi Toppin coming out of the NBA. He did his 4 years. He experienced. He knows how to play. He's almost men's. He's like Cade Cunningham. He's like men above boys type of player.
Okay,
I mean, I can play. I would take a shot, and I would use those 2 picks to move up in the draft and try to get him if he's available. I mean, he's interesting. Unless you're going to use those 2 picks to get a player that you need here, that's something else. But I mean, that's an option as well. I mean, if you get a small forward who's like a point forward, who can bring the ball up, get you 6 to 8 assists a game, and can shoot you 20 points, 25 points a game, he's a sharpshooter. So, think of Harris, just a constant throw and 3-pointer. I mean, the guy can shoot. His high ceiling is Klay Thompson, Larry Bird type of person.
that'll be awesome.
But his low, if you would say his lowest, would be Harris, which he's a good 3-pointer.
Okay.
So interesting. So I mean, you said you were mentioning something about Philadelphia.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that about a point forward. Now this guy that I'm about to bring you guys some news about, it's not a great shooter. But his ego is kind of busted right now. And from what I've been hearing, he's done at this destination. And I'm hearing about Ben Simmons. Now, before you guys jump down my throat and say, "Oh, Ben Simmons can't shoot. He shot 23% and from the free throw line and everything." Scoring wise, the guy doesn't do really much, but facilitating the point guard position, the guy's a great ball handler. He averages 8 assists per game as well as rebounds. And if we can put some shooters around him, listen, if Lonzo Ball doesn't come through, this is another alternative if you can get him on a cheap. Now, I'm not saying to give up the whole organization for him, but if you can package maybe something like a Mitchell Robinson and Obi Toppin, unfortunately, like you always say, Ray, we got to give to get. So maybe they'll be high on Obi Toppin and Mitchell Robinson and some two draft picks maybe for Ben Simmons. And I hear the organization is done with him. Doc is done with him. His ego's shot. And it's kind of the same scenario of Frank Nicolatina, where when you give an organization so much, maybe a change of scenery is good. So what's your take on that?
I want to ask you before I give you my opinion is, I mean, you mentioned players you would give up. So you're saying that he would be the Knicks' future point guard?
I would do it if you can surround him with shooters. And I stress that because the guy can't shoot a light of day. But neither could have not. RJ Barrett couldn't shoot. Julius Randle really couldn't shoot. And look what the organization is doing with them. So I think Ben Simmons is still young. He's like, 25, 26 years old. And like I said, he's a great point guard as far as running the offense. If we can work on him with some shooting and we don't give up too much for him, if that Lonzo Ball doesn't fall through, I think that's a great thing to look at if you can get these high guys like Damian Lillard and Lonzo Ball. That's an option that you can get because Philly's done with Ben Simmons.
Yeah, with Lonzo Ball, you could, he's a free agent. You probably won't have to give anything up for him. Simmons, you're gonna have to give up, and Mitchell Robinson, I don't think it's an option. You have a center over there, unless he's gonna be. You think Mitch is gonna be a backup? I don't think that's an option. Mitch is the option. Maybe
now,
Obi.
Now imagine this. Remember, Santa? A lot of the young guys who watch these days don't remember this team, but I know you do and I do. Do you remember the Twin Towers? Nobody said that would work with Tim Duncan and David Robinson, both 7-footers, and how they dominated the league. Joel Embiid is a great Tim Duncan kind of a player, so he doesn't have to focus on their center. So why wouldn't they move Joel Embiid to the power forward position and put Mitchell Robinson as their center just to be a focus point of defense?
Yeah, you're talking about a couple of decades ago.
Yeah.
Back then, centers meant a lot. You could bring two centers out. This is a point guard driven league. It's like in baseball, it's the pitcher. In basketball is obviously the point guard. So the point guard is more of a need of anything else. I'm not saying Ben Simmons wouldn't work here. I think with the coaching staff we have, I think his shooting would definitely get much better. But the thing is, what you're gonna give up. I mean, if you can get a free agent like we mentioned, Devontae Graham, we mentioned the guy from Portland, Norman Powell,
Marcus Smart.
You go for Lonzo Ball. Those are the type of guys you need. But if you want to go for a pure point guard, because Norman Powell is not really a pure point guard, he's more of off guard. You can do both. But if you want to go for the best, Devontae Graham and Lonzo Ball to be a top of my list.
Okay.
I mean, you'll pay less for Devontae Graham, and the guy's electric. I don't know if you ever seen him play. I mean, he's my wild card for the Knicks to go for, and maybe you can fit in the cap, and you can still get Norman Powell as your two guard. Move Barrett into your small forward position. Then you have Randall and Robinson. I mean, that's not a bad lineup. I mean, that's me looking at things. If you're going on the cheap, not really going on the cheap. You still have to give Devontae Graham at least $12 million. You're gonna have to give Norman Powell at least 15, 16. That's a nice little team there. And then your bench, you have Rose, you have Quickly.
Well, I'm hearing a lot of teams, including Magic Johnson. If you guys didn't watch that interview yesterday, Magic Johnson, God bless him, said that the Knicks organization is a destination now for a lot of players that he's hearing. He's very big on Emmanuel Quickly. Now, if Magic Johnson is big on Emmanuel Quickly, you're gonna hear it here first. Any move in regarding to trades that the Knicks are gonna try to make, a lot of teams are gonna ask for Emmanuel quickly.
Oh no,
And I hate to see him. I would hate to see him go, but would you give him up for a Damian Lillard package? I know we've talked about that. I mean, the guy's young, man, and he got a lot of potential.
so many options, man. Just congratulate quickly. I think he was named. He made the rookie team,
Oh yeah, yeah. Big up to Emmanuel
Yeah.
quickly.
the first team rookie team. So that's congratulations to quickly. Yeah, I mean, I think the Knicks already know what they got in quickly. They're not gonna just give him away for nothing. The same thing with Obi. Obi, I think, is more available. You can dangle Obi more than anything else, just because you still have Randall there. I
Yeah.
mean, we spoke about having him back up Randall and maybe playing the 5 a little bit. That's a possibility. I love Obi. I think Obi is going to be something special. I think
Yeah.
if you just come in, get some free agents, fill the gaps, and let's not try to go for any crazy trade, something that's going to deplete. Use these 2 first-round picks. Get a guy like Corey Kispert. Have him play off the bench, play like Obi minutes and quickly minutes, like these guys did this year. He can develop off the bench as a 3-point sharpshooter. So I mean, that's the area. I think we need shooting.
Yeah.
And with Norman Powell and with Devontae Graham, these guys can shoot the rock and they can create. So that's what the Knicks need: players who can shoot the ball and create. And if you get a Corey Kispert coming off your bench as a sniper, woo!
You know what I think? You know what I think we need to, man. Like I said, a lot of the young guys don't remember this stuff, but I think we need players who are pop and shoot players like Steve Novak, Mike Miller. I'm talking about the old. I'm not talking about those exact players, but somebody. I was hearing. It's not Deladova. There was a guy that we had a few years ago. That we let him go. That he went to Indiana. And I'm sorry, I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. He was a guy just a kind who came in and shot the ball. Wasn't a good basketball player, but he can shoot the lights out of it with 3-pointers. And he's in Indiana, if I'm not mistaken, right now. But I think that's what we need amongst like a point guard. I think we need these players that can come off the bench, and when you're down and you need a couple of shots to go in, they're there. Like a Steve Novak. You remember how he used to be electrified. He wasn't a great basketball player, but he gave you 3-pointers a game, got the crowd into it, and everybody went crazy. I think that's what we're missing besides a point guard. And I think it's going to be, like I said, man, we spoke about it millions of times. I think this summer is going to be something special, man. I think we're going to make some moves. We really do.
Yeah, I think you have to go the free agent route. Players want to come here, like Magic Johnson said already. Why give up quickly? Why give up Obi when you just need to fill in the gaps here and get players who can shoot the ball and create? Norman Powell and you get Devontae Graham. I mean, both players combined is going to cost you about $28 million a year.
And bring back Derrick Rose, 100%.
I think now they're saying the Lakers are now interested in Rose. Where Rose's heart is at.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think he's going to be going to the Lakers, but Lakers are hot and heavy after Rose as well.
Ooh.
But yeah, man, I mean, the free agent is the way to go. If players want to come here, it's just now organizing the contracts because, like you said, Randall's contract is coming up. He actually has 1 more year, so Knicks don't really.
And Mitchell Robinson, don't forget about that. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if this was his last year or if he has 1 more year. I think this was his last year.
I think he has 1 more.
1 more?
Yeah. So, between them two, you have to decide somewhere, next season when the season is done, what you're going to do. But see, that's why you get 1 more year out of them, because first you want to find out if Mitchell Robinson can stay healthy. I mean, he's no good to you. You're going to give him all this money if he's injured all the time. So you're going to find out 1 more year how healthy. He had like 2 or 3 injuries this year, and that cost Knicks a lot. I mean, who knows where the Knicks would have gone, but that's hearsay.
Marcus Camby 2.0.
Yeah, you don't need that. And then with Randall, listen, the guy is a true professional. He's the leader of the team. I think he's going to be a long stay for the Knicks. I think he experienced what he experienced in the playoffs, and I think he's going to come out next year like a demon possessed, and he will shine again. and you add more players around him, he's only going to get better. So
Now I got something to throw at you, and don't think I'm crazy. I know I already see where your answer is going to be, but I don't know if he's a free agent this summer, and I'm kind of done with Taj Gibson kind of players. I know a lot of people are big on him, but I want that dog mentality, that New York atmosphere, somebody who can shoot, somebody who can rebound, and somebody who can score in buckets. And I'm gonna give you a name, and I know you're gonna probably tell me no, Mario. Former ex-Knick.
I know you're talking about.
And
New York.
That's one, but I think if he's available and we can give him a goodbye tour, and you know who I'm talking about, Mr. Mr. Number 7. I know we gave up a lot for him, but the guy's a bucket machine. And I was thinking about him watching the Hawks series, and I was saying, man, if we had somebody like Carmelo Anthony here who can just give you points in a matter of like 7 minute span, that would be fantastic.
Okay. Listen, I love the idea. I love Melo, and I didn't appreciate Phil Jackson doing what he did to him. But you had to realize that Phil Jackson's Phil Jackson. But
yeah,
you want to move forward. You don't want to go backwards. I think this organization is about moving forward and leaving.
It's a goodbye tour. Like, let's say if he says this is his last stop with New York, he wants to give back to the young guy. The guy's what is he now? 36.
37.
36. He's around the same age as Taj Gibson. So why would you give Taj Gibson, I'm just saying, $8 million, just to say, or 5, maybe even cheaper than that, when you can give somebody, or you can maybe tell Taj Gibson, hey, we're going to give you 3, and Melo, you want to come back, we'll give you a big, we'll advertise you, give you a goodbye tour, and we'll have you come off the bench. You're not going to be a starter because he's a coming off the bench player now. I don't know, man. I think that'll excite a lot of fans, a lot of players.
I'll give you 2 parts to this this answer. Okay. Dolan.
Dolan loves Carmelo. Dolan loves Carmelo and Thibodeau.
Yes. This new management that's here with Leon Rose and West and these guys. If they ever do decide to do something like that, which I doubt it.
Leon Rose is friends with Carmelo.
Yeah, but the team wants to move forward from that. He had a history here. He did well. Look, if I see that, and if it's a goodbye tour 1 more year, and he comes off the bench, which will he accept the bench role? Probably, because he did it in Portland.
Thriving in Portland, thriving.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, but I don't. For me, when you say that to me, I'm looking at the past, and I'm a type of guy. I don't want to move forward and just think of the new players and a fresh face, or a person who's here and can start something new. And Carmelo's days are over in New York. That's my personal opinion. I don't think Leon Rose is gonna go back in that time capsule and go back and bring Melo back. But under the wings, if you got Mr. Dolan involved, which I don't think he's involved, there may be a shot. That's the only shot he has, I think, if Dolan is involved. But Dolan is not involved. I see that as a closed case.
Maybe
if it's a 1 year thing, possibly. I don't think so.
I only bring it up because even though I don't see this happening, no chance in hell, because I think Phoenix is going to give him the keys to the city. I'm hearing Knicks management is still hot and heavy on Chris Paul. I know we haven't brought him up in this show because I don't even foresee him leaving Phoenix at all. But if they don't give him he's an unrestricted free agent after this playoffs finishes. So if Phoenix offers him $70 million and he opts out, and then the Knicks offer him, let's say, something in that high price range.
Yeah.
I
would love to have a guy like that, but why don't start over with the players I mentioned before? Devontae Smith, Lonzo Ball, even the person with Philly, if you make a trade, if that's possible.
You know why? Because it's not because of me, and it's not because of New York. It's because of reputation of Tom Thibodeau, who likes veterans and established players already, and he would like his role. The young guys can be like Quickly is definitely going to get playing time. Obi Toppin, if he's still here, definitely going to be in the rotation. But as far as his focal point guys, there's a reason Obi Toppin didn't start. There's a reason that we went with Elfrid Payton for so long instead of Emmanuel Quickly and Frank Nicolina. There's reasons for that. Tom Thibodeau likes established veteran presence and players.
And plus, he had a relationship with Leon Rose as well, so it's not like it's. But look, you're gonna take a lot of cap space bringing him in here, and he's one player who you have to admit he is injury prone, and when the big games do come up, he tends to
get hurt.
He's injured.
Yeah.
I think you leave these guys alone. You stay with the plan with the young players. You bring a Devontae Graham. You bring a Norman Powell. And then you start filling the gaps there. You draft a Corey Kispert. I mean, that's a plan for the future.
Yeah. I hope you're gonna post some video highlights of this Corey Kispert.
Oh, yeah, because, I'm gonna post that in the next few hours. Yeah.
So look out for that on Zenray's channel because I'm gonna be looking out for it because, like I told you guys, I don't do college. Maybe the Final Four I'll watch here and there, but this is the guy when it comes to rookies coming out of college and drafts. He's the guy who always gives me the information.
I'm not an expert per se, but I do my research and I watch film.
Oh, we know Kevin Knox is one of your failed comments, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of other people who do the same thing I do. Kind of research players and watch a few games here and there. But I don't call myself an expert. But when I see talent, Cade Cunningham, by far the best player in the draft.
I know who that is.
He can be the sleeper in this draft, man. If he goes down to 14 to 22 as they're predicting, I think his draft stock is gonna go up along the way. I think he's gonna be a hot. And I think Golden State has their eye on him because he is a player, 6'7", 225 pounds, point forward. He could bring the ball up and get you assists and shoot, and the best shooter in the draft.
Yeah, that's key.
You have to think about that. But Juby, listen, if you have anything to say, let it out. I don't know how much time you have on your hands.
As far as the Knicks, no, I'm pretty much done. I mean, listen, the Knicks lost. Me and Ray has been talking about this. Knicks lost to the Hawks in the playoffs. There's a reason the Knicks lost to the Hawks. The Hawks just finished beating the Philadelphia 76ers. That team is playing unbelievable basketball right now. And the old me would say that Milwaukee's gonna put them over their knee and give them a nice little spanking, but I don't even know right now.
They're electric, man. They're getting better as they're playing. It seems like their confidence level is at a all-time high. The team is playing defense.
Yeah.
McMillan hasn't playing very well.
Yeah.
And the little electric man is running around doing his thing.
The villain, he's the villain of Gotham.
Trae Young is amazing. I mean, he's carrying the team, and even Gallinari, he's playing big in the last few games. He's shooting the ball. So imagine Gallinari hitting his threes, other guys hitting the three. It makes Trae Young's job a little easier, and the whole team is collectively playing well as a team. And I think your sleeper pick may be there. I think, look, if they beat Philly, which Philly's not an easy team to beat, they'll give the Bucks a run for their money.
I think so. I think you're right. But that's all I really wanted to say, guys. I wanted to say we appreciate you guys stopping by, and please hit that thumbs up. And if you guys are new to the channel, give us a nice little like and subscribe. We appreciate everything. Me and Ray put a lot of effort into this. We're trying to give you guys some good content, some good information about Knicks basketball, about NBA basketball. And, we'll appreciate anything you guys, any feedback you guys have, any comments. We'll appreciate if you guys leave it in the chat description. And even if you guys want us to talk about something in future shows, give us some ideas. We're willing to listen. And, me and him always brainstorm, and we try to figure out what good content to come up with next to bring to you guys.
So also, ladies and gentlemen, I know we've been saying about we're going to get the phone lines up, but we're working on that this week as we speak.
Yeah.
And hopefully by sometime this weekend or by Monday next week, we'll have everything up and running. So that way you can come in, call, give your opinion, and we'll go from there. We appreciate you guys, and we want to have your input so we can learn and grow as well. We're not the the God answer to everything in basketball, but we want to learn and grow from you guys and give your opinions and so we can all talk about this. So
Absolutely.
with that said, Jimmy,
That's it for me, brother. I'm gonna go and do the family thing today and enjoy my Tuesday, man. So I hope you do the same. I hope you have a lot of stuff going on today. And this is Juby the Tubi signing off and saying family above everything, guys. Enjoy your day. Stay safe and peace.
all right, guys, take care. Let all the universe bring you enlightenment and peace and love. Take care of yourselves. The best is always yet to come. Zen Real. Thank you. Bye.
Man, you run them up.
I'm bound. Father, spare her shit. I'm digging into this honestly, knowing there's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding, my past far behind me. I know that life can get grimy, that's why I'll never look back, cause I already know what's behind me. Dear humble Lord, please come find me. Yes, I go hard for my son and my daughter. Never could fail as a father. Been new the times will be hard, believe me, of that I'm not bothered. Humbly in love with it all. Just trust when I say that I got him. Speak from the heart, the story we'll see if you come from the bottom. Digging into it, knowing I barely get through it. Takes all you got to be a man, just got a level to use it. Make sure you don't have too little, and also don't overuse it. It's like my neighbor scale, all it took was a balance of movement. That's for my kids, I will prove it. There's nothing else I can do but to make sure every single footstep that I take is for you. By putting your best foot forward, I'll show you how to move and how to keep a strong me that's really buckling through. Let's take them through it, the levels of evolution. How ladies can never prove it and fellas just never do it. But hold it tight while you down and then tiptoe in silent movement. Make sure no one that don't need to know never know how you move. Aside my kids, I will always grow. There's something I forever show. Epiphany hitting stronger than bullets to letting go. And regardless, I made it right how I did it. You'll never know. Back and forth for all of my bullshit. I had to make something blow. Just let them know. I'm digging into this honestly, knowing there's more than what I could see. Can't predict what's my future holding, my past far behind me. I know that life can get grimy. That's why I never look back, cause I already know what's behind me. Dear humble Lord, please come find me. Yes, I go hard for my son and my daughter. Never could fail as a father. Been new the times will be hard. Believe me, of that I'm not bothered. Humbly in love with it all. Just trust when I say that I got him. Speak